Hey, you're joining a 1963 televised address.
Among the strongest Southern voices for moderation and obedience to the law is the Atlanta, Georgia Constitution, and the voice behind that paper is the Constitution's editor, Ralph McGill. He's waiting in Washington now with Charles Von Frem to discuss today's events in Tuscaloosa. Go ahead, Chuck.
Mr. McGill, as a moderate in the South when it comes to civil rights, you've also been described as the conscience of the South by a good many people. What were your thoughts this morning when a defiant governor...
So this is about 1963, President Kennedy's address on civil rights. And after the address was published on television, they have some commentary. So they're going to interview this Mr. McGill, who's supposedly the head of a large newspaper in Atlanta, Georgia. Basically, you're looking at Marshall McCluhan. There's Marshall McCluhan.
They're not prepared to use their wits. They're only prepared to use the idea they picked up the first time and try to connect it to another idea.
Okay, back to Mr. McGill. Now, Marshall McCluhan also plays Father Time, Walter Cronkite. And I'm sorry I don't have a picture for you to show the comparison. A lot of these I can now do just simply by eyesight.
Television is cool and radio is hot. That's the message. And the medium is Marshall McCluhan. Good evening, and welcome to Monday Conference, which has often been said to be not so hot. When future historians look back on the 20th century, it's almost certain that one of...
Okay, Marshall McCluhan's work is outstanding in terms of the mass media, and any of his books are worth reading, and his lectures are worth watching. The thing about it is, Marshall McCluhan convinced me that he was an objective individual, not part of the hoax-lie system. However, that is not true. Again, back to the JFK civil rights speech, 1963, you're just basically looking at Marshall McCluhan.
...stood in the doorway of the University of Alabama.
Well, I was ashamed. I understand that the circle has been painted for the governor.
You can even see in his mannerisms how he leans a little bit and the way he pauses and different things like that. I don't even really need to do a picture or anything else to show you. But later on I'll do a video with Marshall McCluhan playing Walter Cronkite, Father Time. Now Cronkite, Kronos, time, kite, well that has a different connotation than something flying in the air. But anyhow, the father of time, Walter Cronkite, Marshall McCluhan, and this dude here on this interview, this Mr. McGill, is just Marshall McCluhan.
He stood in this small painted circle. I thought this was symbolic. There are now left two governors who stand in these small
statements from this era, which they will treasure for posterity, is the medium is the message. Like most of Marshall McCluhan's statements, it's pithy, apparently simple, and provocative to the point of being outrageous. Another of his propositions is that some media are cool and some are hot. Marshall McCluhan studies the media as a way of understanding what it is that makes us live in the way we do.
Definitely his books are very brilliant.
Society itself.
And his lectures are tremendous.
He's concerned with all media, but he's best known for his work on the electronic media.
He had me convinced that he was just outside of the hoax-lie system. But actually he's a major part of the hoax-lie system, and that he will play Walter Cronkite. I'm sorry, I keep losing my sound on this computer, and I realize this is not the best, but just take a look at him, his face, even how he turns his head, and then take a look at this one. Now there's some people out there that'll write and say, I don't agree, you're not correct on this, and that's okay with me. I'm not really upset about it, because I do admit I have a margin of error, and that margin of error lets me know I'm not perfect and my ways are not perfect. But I do want to tell you this: anything and everything that's presented to you in mass media is a hoax lie. And there are hoaxers out there and liars out there. And unfortunately, Marshall McCluhan is one of them. The medium is the message. Now, that statement appears to be pretty brilliant, in that basically what McCluhan is saying is that the medium can do anything it wants to you. And it is true. It convinces people of things that do not exist, such as a man walking on the moon. Okay, not the best video, but I wanted to get the thought out to you right away. I'll try to follow up on it later in time when I'm not in primitive situation. Thank you for watching.